Mantra is basically a
Chant?
chant, yes, a specific divine chant through which you connect to the Devata.
What do you think the logic of a mantra is?
So here is what we go back to the idea of the rishis. So they see the mantra. In fact, there are some mantras that will have meaning. Okay, you can make out the meaning. What is it saying exactly? And there'll be certain mantras like Vija Mantras. They're sort of like a capsule of the same energy of the deity.
Bija mantra. Bija means seed.
Seed.
It's
seed
like putting
mantra.
a seed inside your head and becomes a plant
Yes,
if you chant the mantra.
You exactly, that's what it is. You take that seed and you plant it, whether it's inside your head or whether somewhere else, and then you through practice, which is the right practice, is you add some sunlight, water, and take care, and whatever else you have to add, and eventually all conditions set, that can grow into a tree. So that is what is the potential of a mantra, Vija mantra. And these mantras sometimes may not even have a direct meaning, in the sense they will have what is known as a phonetic power. So by chanting it, you create an energy. That energy has a resonance with that specific deity. And this information comes to us from the rishis.
Okay.
Because ordinary person cannot create a Vija mantra.
Are you comfortable sharing an example of a Bija mantra, or that's a dangerous thing to do on a podcast?
No, it's not. It's these days everything is open. You just Google it, you'll find all the Vija mantras there. But to make a Vija mantra active, to to work on a Vija mantra, there are certain rules. If a person is say let's just take an example, say Ma Kali. Okay, so one of the Vija mantras of Ma Kali is Kring. But I just blurted it out. But when you're doing sadhana, when you're doing there are certain processes in which once you take in the Vija mantra, it's like when you're doing the sadhana of the Vija mantra, you're not to utter it out loud. To the extent they will tell you, traditional authorities will tell you that the person in front of you should not even have the faintest clue. Without uttering a word, if you can find out that what Vija you are chanting, that is fine. And there are people like that. But if you have to tell it, the moment you speak it out and something that you're serving, the energy is going to dissipate from you.
Kring.
That's one of the Vijas of Ma Kali.
So can anyone just start chanting that? No. You need to be initiated.
Yes, that's because these are very powerful. If you keep chanting them without initiation, so a lot of people may face certain it may trigger certain states, and you will need somebody to handhold you at that time. So you don't know how to navigate this. Spirituality is not all about fun and games and etc. Because the moment there are altered states that start off, even when you're worshipping a deity, the deity may just give you some experience. How are you going to integrate that experience? How will you handle that experience? That is where the guru is so important.
It could be a negative experience.
No, negative experience means what? See, if you go into a fighter plane, there are G forces that start. Somebody who's not accustomed to it, he feels very disoriented in that. Okay, so is that a negative or a positive experience? Any experience, if you're not able to digest it, it becomes negative. That's all. So I'm going out with friends and having a great meal and all that. For some reason, I'm not able to digest it. It becomes a negative experience. I get a headache and some problem in the body and things like that. So that's what it is. This is where the guru is absolutely important, specifically in these cases and certain other paths also. In fact, in the Indian tradition, almost all paths will ask you to have a guru. So that when there are certain experiences, how do you safely navigate those experiences, integrate those experiences into your practice, into your mind, into your life, and make it give it a positive turn so that it helps you. It's like look at an experience as like a fuel in the car. Okay, so the fuel gets into the car and then your car has to go from one place to other. For that, you will need a clarity of direction. Where am I going? You need a Google map, something like that. Okay, just a very crass example I'm giving. That is where your guru comes in. He will tell you from here you have to go. You have to have complete faith on the guru, and assuming the guru is capable and you are a worthy disciple of the guru. So guru will tell you from here you have to go this, this kind of mantra you are doing, this kind of an experience. Some mantras may create a tremendous amount of heat in the body. Some mantras may have a different effect. Some mantras may trigger dreams. There are certain upasanas that first initial stages will trigger all sorts of complexes and things that you've hidden inside you. Okay, you may function as an ordinary person in the world, but there may be something or the other, some darkness inside. Darkness not in a negative sense, but we all have some fear of something or this or that, could be something like that. It may suddenly get triggered because of that. You have to navigate those spaces. How does one navigate? Should the mantra be reduced? Should it be increased? Is there any additional practice that needs to be done? This is also important. In Tantra sadhana, there is not just one devata. So the primary deity that you worship, your Ishta, we call it. The word Ishta means good. He or she who does good to you is your Ishta. So you worship, it could be any form of the Dasa Mahavidyas, it could be Ma Durga, it could be Ma Tara, anybody of the forms. But along with them, there are a pantheon of deities who also need to be placated a little bit so that they help you in the process. Just like that, any upasana in Hindu culture, we do not start without worship of Ganpati. It has to be Ganpati. Be it Veda, be it Tantra, be it anything. First is Ganpati. You give him little bit also you do. You remember him, you pray to him so that he removes the obstacles in your path in the upasana that you do. And the funny part is that if you're doing Ganpati upasana also, there also initially you start with Ganpati ki, okay, I'll be worshipping you, but so that I can properly worship you, please remove any obstacles that may happen in the path. So he changes his form initially as the Vigna Harta, Vigna Karta, who removes the remover of the obstacle. And then in the center, he becomes Ishvara, Mahaganpati, who is the Lord of everything. So your conception of, he changes his energy according to your necessity, if you are sincere.
If you enjoyed this video, here's a playlist full of videos kind of related to the one that you just saw. Enjoy.